Excuse me?
Can I help you?
Who are you?
I'm a carrier here. Who are you?
Your name?
Huh?
Can I get your name?
No, you can't.
Oh, you can't help me then. I don't know.
I'm just curious as to what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I don't need any help. I'm just taking some pictures and video. It's pretty obvious.
Don't think you're supposed to be doing that at the post office.
I'm not supposed to take any pictures and video at the post office? Why would that be?
I'll go get my boss, okay?
Yeah, you could do. Yeah, sure, no problem. So apparently, this is the woman over here.
I need to have you leave the premises. This is government property.
The recording begins outside a United States post office, where the auditor is approached by an employee who questions him immediately. She asks who he is and why he is filming. The auditor calmly replies that he is simply taking photos and video in a public area and does not require assistance. The employee insists filming is not allowed, claiming it is prohibited on the property. The auditor asks for clarification and the reason behind such a claim. This marks the beginning of a disagreement over whether public photography is permitted on postal property.
Who are you, ma'am?
I'm a supervisor here.
You're a supervisor and your name is?
I'm not going to give you that, but
Why does no one want to give me their name?
we don't need to give you our names.
Do you work for the post office?
What is your name?
Well, I just asked you for your name. Why would I give you my name if you're being rude?
I'm not being rude. When I have carriers worrying about somebody with a video with their camera taking pictures.
Yeah, I'm just taking pictures of
Coming
the.
and asking-
Yeah, I'm taking pictures of
Why?
the dock area here.
Why?
I'm not going to disclose that information because you're not disclosing any information to me.
I don't need to. I don't need to.
This is private property.
It's
Who
government property.
who owns it? If it's private,
Why are you asking? What's your concern?
I just wanted
property?
to. He said it's private property, so I wanted to know who owns the private
not-
property.
It's not private property. It's government property.
Yeah, I understand that.
Call President Biden then. Ask him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't need to.
This is the deal.
If you
It
call
doesn't.
the police and ask them to come here, that they
We
would
just-
They wouldn't do anything.
We just can't have you
Try it.
taking pictures.
can't be taking pictures because
Yeah, I'm just-
like you're
That I'm-
staking the place out.
A woman identifying herself as a supervisor approaches, though she refuses to provide her name when asked. This refusal is notable, as the auditor emphasizes that public employees working in official capacity should identify themselves upon request. The supervisor expresses concerns that postal carriers are uneasy seeing someone record vehicles and dock areas. The auditor explains that he is documenting from publicly accessible space and does not need to disclose his purpose. The supervisor incorrectly claims the area is private property, prompting the auditor to question ownership and access rights.
I'm staking the place out to what? To steal mail?
You said
Does that make? He said staking the. Why else would you stake a place out for?
Right. You said it. You didn't.
Yeah. Why? But what's your name, sir?
Why do you need our names?
I'd like to know who I'm speaking with. I don't
I'm
know.
TJ.
TJ?
Yeah.
I'm SP.
SP. Okay. Nice to meet you.
I'm
But
SP.
what I'm asking you is, we can't have you filming things.
Yeah, I'm just taking some
That's
pictures
all.
and video.
No, I can't have you do that
Why can't you?
because it's not your property.
It's not yours either. It's
I work
ours.
here, and I am controlling this right now.
You're
and
not.
I need you just to get
The
off.
post office does not own this
Yeah.
building.
Oh, the post office doesn't own it? Who owns it then? Do you know?
I guess some guy in New York actually.
Some guy in New York? Could be me.
No, he's older.
Could be
I
me.
talked to him. It's not you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's still being leased by the post office, which
Yes.
means that it's still a government. It's
No,
not his.
We're paying the money.
Yeah, which means
This
that you
is our
lease the parking lot. Exactly. Yeah. And I'm just taking some pictures and video. I don't see what's the big deal.
We can't have it.
Why not?
We can't. Just like if I went to your home and started doing it. Or
Yeah, but I'm not your home.
Wouldn't you
I'm not at your home. I could understand if I went to your home and I started taking pictures.
This right now is like my home.
It's not.
I'm here.
This is where you
know
do
what
the
I'm
work.
saying?
Yeah.
But I just don't.
I just
need-
respectfully disagree,
Right.
ma'am.
The auditor clarifies that the post office leases the property, meaning it remains government-controlled and open to the public where no restricted signs are posted. A postal employee suggests that recording could be suspicious and compares it to filming someone's private home. The auditor corrects this comparison, explaining that public access government facilities are legally different from private residences. He maintains a respectful tone while asserting that public areas remain lawful spaces for photography. Despite this, the employees insist they can't have him filming, though no legal reason is provided.
But right now, my concern too is we're going to have all these carriers coming in.
Yeah,
and I
I'm
don't
going to
want them
document
not
that.
Seeing you that and hitting you.
Yeah, no, I'm going to
don't want
document that. I'm going to stay. I'm going to
So
stay
if
to the
you
side.
Go on, if you go on the sidewalk, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, no, I'm not in a restricted area or anything. This is open.
I'm
It's open to the
saying
public.
If one of our carriers
It would be
does
my
not see
fault.
you and they hit you,
Yeah,
no.
I'll be careful.
No, I'm.
I haven't been hit. I'm 31 years old. Haven't been hit by a car yet.
Well,
Thank
I'm
God.
older than you, and I have not been hit. yet.
Exactly.
But
Very rare
I'm just
occurrence.
saying, I do need you to get off of the area, off of the property. There's
I just
no
don't
reason
understand.
for you to be here.
Excuse me?
Isn't it? Yeah, there's just no. It's like you want confrontation.
I don't want to even talk. You know what? I'm not going to give you confrontation either. I'm going to walk away. Okay?
Thank you.
I'm not going to give it to you either.
But I need you to walk away
Nope.
from
You
this
you just
area.
want confrontation, ma'am. I'm not going to give it to you.
No, I'm asking you to walk off of the premises.
Okay, ma'am.
You're an unwanted guest as of now, sir. And do not go any closer to that vehicle. I'm going to tell you that much right now.
What's wrong with the vehicle?
This is a government vehicle. I don't need you by that.
I can look inside the vehicles.
No, you cannot.
Yes, I can.
Why?
Because I can.
Why?
Concern rises among postal workers as vehicles move through the docking area. The supervisor claims the auditor is at risk of being hit by incoming trucks. The auditor reassures them that he is careful and positioned safely, noting he has worked around vehicles many times. The employees accuse him of seeking confrontation, but the auditor states he is not interested in arguing and walks away to avoid further escalation. Still, employees remain uncomfortable and mention calling police, believing the situation requires law enforcement involvement.
What's the purpose?
I would tell you the purpose if you guys identified yourself to me and you
I
treated me with
already did. I said
respect.
I'm TJ.
Who's TJ? I don't. Yeah, but
TJ.
what does it stand for? What is your name?
You're not getting it.
Okay. So I'm not going to tell you why I'm here.
Yours, so come on.
If you would have given me yours, I would have given you mine, ma'am.
Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call the police. If they don't do anything, they don't do anything.
They won't.
But I want your safety. My job is to keep you safe.
That's not why you're doing
them
it.
Safe.
That's not.
Are you kidding?
That's not why you're doing it. And that's not why he called you, ma'am.
It's very uncomfortable
You
for
keep-
them to come out here and try and do their job when you're just loitering around.
You don't know what purpose.
I don't know you either. I have no idea who you are.
Huh?
I don't know you either.
That's because I work here, though.
Okay.
I belong here.
I belong here too.
I'm giving you one last chance. Are you going to leave or not?
Ma'am, I'm not leaving.
Thank you.
I don't see what's the big deal. See, she could have just told me what her name was. He could have identified himself to me. I would have told him, "Hi, my name's Sean. Nice to meet you," just like I do every other time. There's no restricted area. Only over here. You see? You see that? No loitering. That's to be up there on the bay. You can take pictures and video, and you can certainly take pictures and video of inside these carrier trucks for sure.
Discussion resumes around the vehicles, where the auditor states he is within his rights to observe and even record inside open postal trucks, as they are visible from public access areas. The supervisor continues refusing to identify herself or explain the basis for her authority to demand he stop filming. The auditor explains that he treats interactions based on reciprocity. When public workers treat him with respect and identify themselves, he willingly returns the courtesy. He notes that if they choose to call police, the officers will simply determine whether any law is being violated.
I don't understand. Let's take a look inside. First things first, let's find the rules and regulations governing conduct on postal property, aka Poster 7. I don't see it posted anywhere out here. Let's check the lobby area. So they do have it posted here, the rules and regulations governing conduct on postal property, aka poster 7, where it says that photographs for news purposes may be taken at entrances, foyers, lobbies, etc. Service Information Center. So we have the police officers here arriving.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
What's going on?
Nothing. Were you called for me?
Yep.
For what?
Well, we were just talking about how you were videotaping and
Yeah, I'm just taking some pictures and video of the facility here. That's
Okay.
correct. Can I get your name and badge number, please?
sure, Mr. Johnson, 7108.
The supervisor insists the auditor is loitering and causing discomfort among employees. The auditor firmly replies that discomfort does not override constitutional rights. He points out signage indicating restricted zones and shows that he has not entered any prohibited area. He emphasizes that his work involves documenting government facilities and that public access spaces are legally allowed for filming. The auditor refuses to leave, clarifying that being on public property for lawful activity does not require special permission, regardless of how staff members feel about his presence.
Thank you, Officer Johnson. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm just taking some pictures and video. I tried to explain that to them. They didn't really want to hear anything. They weren't trying to be, cooperative with me. My name's Sean. I'm an independent journalist.
Okay, do you
working.
have your ID on you by chance?
Oh, I don't give anybody my ID unless I've committed a crime.
Okay, well, I'm coming in contact with you right now and I need to see your ID, okay? When a police
Did-
officer asks,
Did I commit a crime?
identification.
Can I get your name and badge number too, sir? You have a card for me? Perfect, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Or just here visiting, or?
Oh, I'm just an independent journalist. Yeah, no, I don't give up ID just because you made contact with me. I have to have committed a crime, and then I would give you my ID. But I haven't committed any crimes here. Yeah.
You from here then, or just visiting?
Oh, I'm just in town, just working on a story. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Excuse me, sorry.
Yes.
What's going on?
I have no idea.
I believe you know TJ, Supervisor TJ.
LJ.
LJ. She told me TJ, so she lied to me.
Okay.
But LJ, apparently she called them, so she probably know what was going on better than I would, for sure.
Unless it's Teresa. Let me go find out.
Oh, maybe Teresa. Supervisor. She said she was a supervisor. But yeah, no, I'm just in town working on a story, sir. Nothing. Excuse me, ma'am.
Police officers arrive on scene. The primary officer approaches calmly, requests information, and properly identifies himself. The auditor introduces himself as an independent journalist and explains the situation professionally. When asked for ID, he politely declines, citing that he has not committed nor is suspected of committing a crime. A second officer is present but appears less familiar with these legal distinctions. The auditor requests badge numbers, which are provided without issue. The conversation remains respectful as both sides attempt to understand the situation.
Is this officer new to the department, or
What's it?
is this officer new to the department, or no? Ma'am, what makes you, just respectfully, what makes you think that just because I've come in contact with you, I have to give you, what legal basis are you using?
We're just asking if you'd want to give us your name.
No, she specifically said I have to give her my ID because I came in contact with her. So I'm trying to find out what legal basis.
The post office gave us a call. They didn't know what you were doing here.
Yeah.
This is their property, right?
Yeah, this is federal property, public property.
But
Correct.
I was kind of curious what was going on.
Yeah.
They just had asked you your name, so.
Yeah, no one would give me theirs. This is the same way that you guys gave me your name. That's why I gave you my name, like mutual respect. When you don't give me your name, if you would have said I'm not giving you my name, I wouldn't have given you my name either. But you gave me your name, so I gave you my name is Sean. I'm an independent journalist. I'm working on a story, But just there's no legal basis for me to give you my ID, unless you think that I committed a crime or I'm about to or anything. Just so you know, because that can get you into some trouble down the line. Because I'm just saying, if you force somebody to give it to you.
The auditor explains that postal supervisors refuse to provide their names, which set the tone for the conflict. He highlights that mutual respect and transparency would have prevented escalation. The primary officer listens and decides to gather information from postal staff to understand why they called law enforcement. Meanwhile, the auditor discusses the town name with another officer, demonstrating that the interaction is not hostile. He clarifies that his intention is to document how public institutions treat lawful photography and how employees respond when questioned on policy.
You guys are with, how do you say, I have no idea. Can you say it for me? Owatonna. Is that like some like Native American name? Where I'm from, we have kind of cities like that too, where our cities like have, you know, Native American and no one knows how to say them. Like there's a city where I'm from. I'm from Long Island, and the cities that we have, it'll be like Patchogue, and they'll be like Pachoki, and I'm like, no, it's just ingrained into my brain that I know how to say them. Owatonna.
That's very common.
Owatonna.
Yeah. So, you said you talked to the supervisor?
I spoke to the supervisor. I was actually taking some pictures out back. I was like, I'm working on a story on the post office in itself, like the comings and goings and stuff. And I made sure that I didn't pass any, you know, no trespassing or restricted area signs. And she just didn't like the fact that I was taking some pictures over there. So, you know, I asked her, hey, can I get your name? She said, I'm a supervisor here. I'm telling you that, you know, you can't take pictures. This is a government area. You know, and I actually have a memo if you want to take a look at it. There's I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Postal Inspection Service. No, but the Postal Inspection Service, they're actually the law enforcement division of the post office. They actually have jurisdiction here. And they released a memo just last month that taking pictures and video inside of a post office, you know, is a constitutionally protected activity, and there's really...
The auditor explains to an officer that he was photographing the operational side of the post office while avoiding restricted areas. He references prior memos from the Postal Inspection Service explaining that public photography in lobbies and accessible areas is constitutionally protected. The auditor notes that many postmasters understand this policy, but sometimes supervisors or staff are unaware. He suggests that education and familiarity with regulations like poster ads are essential to prevent unnecessary confrontations and misunderstandings in facilities across the country.
You know, I would, the same way I'm being cordial with you and I told you up front what I'm doing, I would have told her, but her attitude, the way she came off is she's like, I'm not telling you my name, you need to leave. Oh, I was right there, right around back.
Okay.
Yeah, but there was no, again, I wasn't in a restricted area. I didn't go like on top of the
roof or anything?
No, yeah, no, I've just been in the publicly accessible areas, that's it. She's like, well, I'm going to call law enforcement. I said, well, ma'am, you have to, you know, you do what you need to do, you know, but hopefully, if she would just call, I think she's a supervisor. I don't think the postmaster's here. Usually the postmasters are more, you know, informed.
Have you been to quite a few different post offices?
Yeah, I work in all types of government buildings, public buildings, and, you know, normally the postmasters, they know what's going on. They say, hey, you know, you have the right to do it. Because like I said, they've released memos. Like, we've been through, you know, this a bunch of times. So I don't want to go through it anymore.
Back and forth with them?
Yeah, you know, whether your office has jurisdiction here or not to enforce the law, or, you know, it's a whole big thing. And it's just, there's no law being broken other than maybe her feelings are hurt. Well, you're not a feelings officer, right? So it's just, you know, hopefully we can come to a good understanding, and because I don't want to waste your guys' time, you know.
I just think they just didn't know what was going on. They probably don't get too many people.
Just taking some pictures and video,
They
yeah.
don't get too many people back there in that parking lot.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's all open.
Yeah.
A conversation develops about how uncommon it is for someone to record postal operations, which may contribute to confusion. The auditor explains he travels nationwide documenting public service environments. He clarifies that the purpose is not to provoke, but to observe transparency and policy consistency. The officers acknowledge that while unusual, the activity is lawful. The auditor reiterates that simply being unfamiliar with something does not make it suspicious or illegal. He highlights that citizens documenting public spaces is a protected right and an important part of accountability.
That's where they like unload their trucks and everything.
Yeah, they were
So I
like,
don't
oh,
think
they were like, you know, it was funny. They were like, oh, you know, you could be casing the place. And I was like, casing the place for stamps, you know, greeting card.
I think that's what, you know, like I said, we don't get too many, you know,
Yeah.
going back, there's that thing.
Again, I guess it's just the way. I guess it's the way it's initially handled. Yeah, it's just the way it's initially handled. Because maybe if I would have told them, hey, listen, I'm just, you know, getting the ins and outs of the post office to see how the daily operations run, and you know, I came inside, and nobody gave me a problem when I came inside. But it was the, you know, I don't know what casing the post office even means, to be honest. A bank, maybe, you know. The post office. Yeah, I don't want. Who uses stamps anymore?
So you made your, like, your way out from like New York all the way down to Minnesota?
Oh yeah, I travel all over the country. All over the country. Yeah.
Must be a long
Travel.
trip, though.
Yeah. Sometimes I drive. Sometimes I fly. Depends. Depends. It's really
You have
far
your own
here.
film company then?
Yeah, I have my own media company. Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a media company where I just take, you know, pictures and videos of, you know, different post offices to see, you know, the ins and outs of the post office, and hopefully that they understand, you know, education
So
tool.
are you working on a documentary then, or?
Yeah, well, it's more, it's not really a documentary, I should say, but it's more of a just how do the post office interact with their customers, you know, how do they treat people that are, you know, not breaking the law. So that's basically it.
So was it SP?
SP. Yeah, I told the officers my name.
Okay. Well, this is the deal. We just need you to leave off the premises. I need you to. If
What
you don't have
authority?
business,
What authority do you have to remove me from the?
My clerks are very uncomfortable right now.
But what is?
They got your video. They want that video. Erase it. There's
That's-
no reason for you to have
That's not going to happen. I'm not. I didn't go in
There's
there.
no reason for you
Yeah, but
to
I
have
didn't. I didn't go in there specifically.
Those are mothers and grandmothers. Okay?
But what does that have to? I didn't go in there to intentionally record anyone. I'm recording in the area.
When you have your phone like, okay, then let me
Ma'am,
do
calm
this.
down, calm down.
Let
ma'am.
me do this.
You can take a picture with me all you want. I'm not uncomfortable at all.
Okay, I will.
They're just very uncomfortable.
I will
Back here
move
for a
on.
second.
Okay.
Could we go back here for a second?
The supervisor demands that the auditor leave the premises, while an officer attempts to mediate. The auditor asks for the legal authority behind the removal request. He maintains that since the building is public property and no unlawful conduct has occurred, he has the right to remain. Emotional reasoning is used by the supervisor, referencing postal employees as parents and grandparents, attempting to shift the situation away from legal standards. The auditor points out that constitutional rights are not dependent on emotional framing, and lawful presence cannot be overridden by personal discomfort.
There's cameras all over the building.
Okay. So she just wants you to.
Yeah, no, but I have business here. If you want to, I have business here. This is a public building. Wow, that escalated quickly. That female officer is a liability to her department. I'm just going to say that right now. She's a liability. Not only did she threaten me and say, well, I made contact with you and I'm a law enforcement officer and I'm telling you to give me your license. Liability. Liability. She has no idea what she's talking about. That's why I thought she was a rookie. Liability to her department. And then she's going to say, well, you need to leave the premises. What authority do you have to remove me from a public building? I have the memo in my pocket. Like, I can show them the memo on my phone where the inspection service explicitly states we can look at poster 7 together. Grandmothers. You see how they're, you know, she's trying to like create an emotional response. Oh, they're grandmothers, they're mothers. What does that mean? What does that mean? I wasn't rude to any of them. I'm not, you know, what? I went in there, I didn't hold my camera in front of their face. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You know, you see, that one officer, he treated me with respect. I told him where I was from. I basically told him exactly what I'm doing here. If he puts 2 and 2 together, he'll know. Ridiculous, though. Completely ridiculous.
Alright, Sean, right? Mm-hmm. So you stay here, okay?
Yeah.
But you can't be bothering the employees, okay? But you can still be doing what you're doing, and when they close at 5, you have to leave, okay?
Okay, two things. No one's letting me do anything. Number two, of course, I'm not going to stay in a building after they're closed. But no one's letting me do anything. She obviously wanted me to leave, but she has no legal basis for me to leave. It's a public building, open to the public. I have a right to be here. Just so I wanted to clarify that. Officer Selvig, thank you, sir.
5 o'clock, we're good to go, man.
Take care, Officer Selvig. You have a good one. Definitely going to be following up with their supervisor, for sure. For sure. Completely ridiculous. How are you a supervisor and have no idea about Poster 7 or the internal memo that was sent out to everybody from the Postal Inspection Service? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm not even going to go in back there and try and educate her. You know, that's for her boss, the postmaster, to do when she tells her all this. She's just going to go crazy again, and I'm not trying to create any confrontation with her. I obviously have the right to record here and do what I want to do and exercise my First Amendment right. So as you see, police officers are leaving. So another officer arrived on the scene.
Officer Sullivan ultimately clarifies the situation to postal staff, explaining that the auditor is allowed to film so long as no restricted areas are entered and business hours are respected. The auditor acknowledges this and thanks the officer for understanding the law and de-escalating the situation. He contrasts this with the earlier supervisor and second officer, whom he believes acted without proper legal grounding. As the police depart, the auditor concludes that education remains necessary in public institutions. He plans to follow up with management and encourages viewers to stay informed and respectful while exercising their rights.